Good morning, everyone. Once again, I am Sarn Soriano here with the Las Vegas Army Medical Recruiting Station, and today we have a treat for you. We have someone that we're going to be interviewing. His name is Captain John Delindo, and he is the recipient of the MDSSP scholarship. So if you guys don't know, it's similar to HPSP, but it's a reserve option. Instead of having to do active duty, you can do reserve. So it's a pretty cool option. We're going to dive into it with him. So without further ado, everyone, please welcome Captain John Delindo.
Hey, Sarn.
Sir, welcome. All right, sir. So actually, you know what? I'd like to take a step back. You know, what brought you into the office today? Because obviously it wasn't for this, but this targeted opportunity, right? So what brought you in?
Yeah, so one of the recruiters here asked me to do a oath of office for one of the applicants for going to the reserves. So I came down here to do that oath for them, so they can go into the reserve component.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was there. And you know what? What actually really impressed me, you were the first officer that I've seen give that oath that did not have to look at the paper. You had it memorized. Have you ever done that before?
I've only done with my junior soldiers for the oath of enlistment. Oath of office, I haven't done it, but before I commissioned into ROTC, for me, that was kind of my huge accomplishment. So I made an effort to make sure I memorized that. So when I stood up there, I wasn't mixed around or anything like that, but I can say it with pride.
Yeah, absolutely. Say it with pride. That's a really good point. And I'll tell you what, like it came across that way. You know, it came across as incredibly professional. There's a person that pays attention to details and really took this seriously. And it is a serious thing. That's pretty cool. So did you get to talk to her?
Yes, I did.
And what was your vibe with that? Is she excited? What did you tell her as a new officer, her being new?
So what I told her is that it's going to be a great opportunity. Looking back to when I was a young second lieutenant commissioning out of ROTC, I put myself in those shoes again. And I gave her the words that I wish I heard was enjoy the time you're in the uniform, take pictures, because next thing you know it's gonna go by quick. And then I asked her why she served, and for me that's kind of something that not a lot of people ask people who serve in the military is why they serve, but for her is she wanted to serve and give her do service to her country. And so for me that was kind of inspiring of like these people want to be here.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So, sir, let me ask you, tell her why. Most people don't want to. Not most people, but a lot of people don't want to. But it is a choice you've got to make. I want to serve. I want to do this. Why did you choose to serve, and why did you choose MDSSP?
Yeah, so that's two parts. So the reason why I decided to serve was primarily because my mom, she was a finance specialist way back in the day. And so for her working hard, going through enlistment in order to get her citizenship back in the day, in order to provide for me and my 5 other siblings, for me that kind of resonated with me that I want to give back to the country, give back to us. Okay. And in regards to doing that, like service is something that I think everyone should have the opportunity to do and learn from. So the reason why MDSSP is I knew that I wanted to go to medical school since I graduated from UC San Diego ROTC program, and so for me the military was a standout for my application. And so I knew I was going to go through get a scholarship from the military and become a military doctor. But through my service in the National Guard after commissioning, I realized I don't want to continue jumping around because I'm later in my age. I'm 28, and I have a relationship that's very serious. And so talking about the conversation, I wanted to be close to home, have her needs met of where she wants to work as a nurse, but also continue service in my country. And not any other service has MDSSP. So no other service will pay you the stipend equivalent to HPSP and stay in the reserves. And so for me that was kind of a done deal. Like I want to continue to serve, I want to keep my reserve component service, I want to have the opportunity to deploy when I can, but also still work in the civilian to be able to get that skills and experience.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I decided to.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to your point, you're in a stable relationship, your roots laid down, you want to try to stay close to home. But you do want to serve though, and that's why MDSSP is a fantastic option. I didn't know that we were the only service. You'd think as a recruiter I should know that, but had no idea. No, that's really interesting. So, sir, next question is, what medical school do you go to out here?
I go to Torrey University, Nevada, down the street on 7th Street.
How long have you been going there?
So, actually been there in 2020. During the pandemic, I was in their post-bac program for the master's, which helps you get into medical school thereafter. But then I had to take a leave of absence because I'm not sure if you know the California wildfires. I was reactivated to support that.
Oh, no kidding.
And also the COVID deployment in California. So I had to take a year off, and then came back after supporting my state through COVID, and then went through, finished the master's program, got into the DO program, the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, and then from there, I'm now a second year in the program.
Okay. And let me ask you, do you ever have anyone come up to you asking advice or experience? What advice do you give to Toro students?
Yeah, so actually, like, that's kind of one thing that a lot of people in my cohort and also the school know, that I'm serving the military, I've done my time in the military, and so they look at me as the leader within our community.
Yeah.
And so when they ask me about military service, I tell them there's nothing equivalent in life that will give you that experience.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, showing my photos, sharing my stories with them, they're an on inspiration, because you can have someone who's the same age as me, who hasn't gone to the military, who hasn't done as much, and they look at me like, how can you do that as a young soldier?
Yeah.
And so for that, like, when they look at me, they're very proud and happy to know that having a veteran within the program kind of diversifies it and makes it even better.
Yeah, absolutely. And being someone who's currently serving and, getting activated during the wildfires and the pandemic, see, people don't realize that. They see the army and they think, oh, we just go fight wars. No, you serve the community, you serve the country. But it's really good. You're serving as an ambassador, to our people in the uniform. And I think that's awesome. So before I let you go, I know you're super busy. I really appreciate you making time. Anything else you want to say? Any other advice you would give future people who are thinking about serving, maybe thinking about HPSP or MDSSP specifically?
Yeah, so I would say just do it, because you won't get an opportunity like this anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
The military is one of those few places where it's not, like you said, it's not about getting deployed, going to the front lines. For those who want to support and give back to the community, but also the world, the Army Reserve and just Army medicine in general gives back to those in need, not just at home here, which I'm sure you've seen in the states that have been hit by the hurricanes and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You have military people there supporting them, just COVID as well, but also in third world countries. Other countries look up to our military force as kind of what they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no other place that will pay you to go help third world countries and provide them medicine care without the need of focusing on how much it's going to cost.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're there to give the best medicine possible.
Absolutely. Sir, listen, I really appreciate you making time again. Thank you so much. And thank you for commissioning now Second Lieutenant Darling. I know that was a big deal for her. I had her. I was talking to her before I talked to you. So thank you so much, sir. Without further ado, thank you. If you'd like more information or are ready to become a part of Army Medicine, please message us or why don't you drop a comment down below. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Go Knights.